Most governors live permanently in Abuja. NLC laments. Most governors live permanently in Abuja. NLC laments. That's a headline from the Vanguard newspaper. Banks borrowing from CBN rises 395% to 4.7 trillion naira. IGP, it's an interesting one. IGP bans policemen in Mufti from carrying guns. Now, I don't know how this would be enforced. Because in this country, somebody says if you know your right, it's a crime, especially when it concerns the police. So imagine if you see someone who is on the road, not wearing uniform, carrying a gun, and you choose to ask a question. The fear is what could happen to you. It does not mean that you shouldn't ask, or it doesn't mean that there are not police officers that are civil and professional in how they conduct themselves. But sometimes there are also those ones that aren't. It's a matter of which one you meet. Hardship. Most governors live permanently in Abuja. NLC laments. We already took that one. Another one on the Vanguard here says, Supreme Court reserves ruling on appeal seeking to nullify Rivers local government polls. And how incompetent doctor sent me to dark world. Prince Lenio. All of those are headlines you would find on the Vanguard newspaper. So you could go there and get more details. Meanwhile, if you go to the Punch, you find more headlines. 2027, Obasanjo, Atiku, others meeting, no threat, says APC. Atiku visited OBJ, and for many that came as a shock, especially, of course, the kind of relationship between those two. But the APC says not a threat at all. Supreme Court to decide APC's appeal challenging Rivers local government poll. So we're waiting for that. Dangote refinery eyes full production capacity, silent on crude source. Well, I think they don't need to tell us how to get the crude then. If it's coming from Nigeria, I'm pretty sure the NNPC will say it. So let's wait. Varsity admission, JAMB sets 320 UTME benchmark for under 16 candidates. I don't understand what that is. Varsity admission, JAMB sets 320 UTME benchmark for under 16 candidates. Find details of all of those on the Punch newspaper. On Facebook Live at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So you can join the conversation online. Just get on Facebook, search for Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That's the name of the page. Like the page and then join the live stream. Importantly, click on the share button as well. That's very, very important. Okay, click on the share button as well. Again, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That is the handle. Keep your comments as short as possible. I'll be taking a few of them now. Jeff Atipekwe says there are some pending matters at the Supreme Court which borders mainly on the defection of the assembly members. So there should be no call for celebration for now to avoid prejudication to final decision of the Apex Court. Yeah, everybody has to wait. Kingsley Wambilo says, watching from a chair. IGP's decision to remove guns from police officers in Mufti is a good development. Fidelis Elemoa. Akanto says, Supreme Court in ruling yesterday didn't say Martins and friends should return to Hado Chamber of the State Assembly. They are gone. Thank God ability. Those interpreting what they don't know should wait for Supreme Court final judgment and stop deceiving people. Gifting Sirim, any judgment passed to be mere academic exercise as the subject matter has been fully implemented. Stephen Igbiki's Supreme Court judgment is just a waste of time. It's temporary consolidation to console Wike and Manzamewole. Supreme Court, I think the judgment has been held for another date. So they've heard all the appeals. Judgments for another date. So we'll wait. Too much of political interactions is making people to interpret the law in different ways. Beckham and Igbo John sent in that one. It's laughable how everyone in Rivers State are now lawyers. Clever Sonny. I had to laugh at that part because on social media yesterday, everybody had an idea. Watching from Alu, Supreme Court dismisses Fubra's appeal. Oh, that moved away real fast. You can drop that again, please. After celebrating, they should come and take their rights. We are watching Njoku giving. What's the Hector says, why the vain premature celebration from the Wike camp? Truly, there was no judgment. Appeal was heard, and that's all. Akudeli says, congratulations to Everyday Supermarket. This is what Nigeria needs this time to reduce unemployment. It makes a lot of sense, yes. Congratulations to them. Matthew Chinedu says, Supreme Court is confusing us the more. They should end the whole thing ASAP. And that's a question I'll be asking later in the day. If you are satisfied with the approach of the court in how they handle issues like this, why the drag and all of those, they should handle this whole thing ASAP. Matthew Chinedu, Lorenzo Delight, IGP banning officer without uniform from carrying guns. It's a joke. What happened? A Supreme Court has turned many to lawyers in the state. With regards to the IGP ban, there are those special units within the police force that don't wear uniforms. So are you saying they will not carry guns, or is it limited to only those without, as in officers on the road that must carry a gun must be wearing their uniforms? These things need to be well spelled out before some people would tell officers on the road that, hey, you're not supposed to be carrying gun, and then it turns to something else. The phone numbers to call are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. I'll take the numbers again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Call us on any of those numbers and join in on the conversation. This person is watching from Alu. Reserves judgment for local government election. Amela and his members are gone finally. Supreme Court na scam. We no follow the judgment. Adaegbe. Seifa Samuel says, Supreme Court, let the lawyers stop deceiving us and let the lawyers stop fooling us. So let the Supreme Court give this judgment, Abi. Ogu Ojone Justice says, hope dashed as a result of Supreme Court judgment yesterday. All right. We are waiting. All right, let's go to the phone lines quickly. Try as much as possible to be very civil. And I'll state this because some of us have been abusing that for quite a while. We understand that many of us might have biases and, political leanings, and we represent those political leanings when we make our contributions. But it does not mean that you do not do so with the right choices of words. So please do not come off as trying to be insultive, inciting, or disrespectful while you make your criticism and put out your point. Let's try to be as civil as possible. All right, thank you very much. Let's go to Erema where Susie's on the line. Good morning, Susie.
Andrew, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yes, I want to commend the Honorable Mrs. Chicheken Foundation. I was there very live and direct. That woman, after listening to certain things that was played on radio, I personally have to go to history because I do not know him at the time when he was vice chairman of the team. But after questioning and all of that, I discovered that she has done so much as far as that foundation is concerned. And the one she just did on her birthday last week, even the payment of school fees for some students, and then giving out to, the downtrodden and all of that. I went to her house. To that extent, I want to commend that foundation and advise that other people should actually encourage her to do more. Then on the issue of the Supreme Court matter, I listened to Joe Johnson and did this in a hay. And I also have my conclusion in the contradiction made by both of them. If the matter, yes, the Supreme Court is not made it to management, or you withdraw your matter, and you pay 2 million naira as a fine, is that not a pointer that the matter is already against you? If you're saying that the matter is an academic exercise, at what point did you realize it? And I agree with Archie Williams, Wobodo, that Martin Samuel should take full responsibility of the House as it stands. Because whether it was pronounced by the Supreme Court, whether it is, but that has also reaffirmed the issue and the case as ruled by Justice Omotosho, and also as affirmed by the appeal court back to back. So what are we talking about? The issue of waiting for the other judgment of eligibility. Even the eligibility we are talking about, the appeal court has also ruled upon all the pretensions of cases from the Elders Forum, from the CLO, from the...
All right, Susie, well said. Let's go to Rumudara now. God's Power is on the line. God's Power, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, God's power. Go on, please.
Yes, my name is Aiba God's power. Andrew, are you aware that after the Supreme Court, there is no other court that people will go to appeal this very matter that is in the Supreme Court? My happiness is that this matter is coming to an end. Andrew, I was following the proceedings yesterday, and when I heard the Commissioner for Information saying what he's saying, I begin to laugh. Is it in the place of the River State Governor to decide which matter is an academic exercise, or it is in the place of the court to do so? It was the judgment of Justice Omotosho that the governor was not comfortable with, that he took to appeal. Appeal court ruled over the matter twice. He was not comfortable. He was also the one that took the matter to Supreme Court. He went to Supreme Court and withdrew the matter. They asked you to pay 2 million naira to Martins Amewule. Now you are coming to tell the public that there was nothing that has to do with Martin Amewule before the court. I begin to wonder. Let me inform them that after this case in the Supreme Court, there is no other court they will go to. It is high time we begin to respect law and order in this country. Thank you very much. I remain.
All right, Alfred from Emoha. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew. Andrew, I'm not moved by Supreme Court judgment by Governor Sim Fubara. That is correct. Rivers people are not moved by the Supreme Court judgment. Rivers is intact, and the Assembly of Rivers State is heavily led by Honorable Oko Jumbo. I think what the court did yesterday is apply the wisdom of even my traditional rulers. When you bring a case to my traditional rulers, and then you go back to withdraw the case, they will not just let you go like that because you have brought them out. They will tell you to give them something to drink for bringing them out. I think that is what the Supreme Court did yesterday, because they know that matter at first has been overtaken by events. That is why they just told Fubara, please give us 2 million, let's use and drink as per bringing us out. Thank you so much, and thank the Supreme Court too for that dismissal, because it has been taken by events.
All right, Alfred, thank you. 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. You can also call 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. Numbers that you can call to join in on the conversation. Don't forget to also use the WhatsApp portal. Michael on Facebook says, lawyers' interpretation of Supreme Court ruling. If he and me, did I hear the lawyers who spoke in favor of the embattled lawmakers and others who defected? It's sad. Rather to hear some of these lawyers who have been ranting in your studios, vehemently supporting the arguments that Martin Amewule never defected, now indirectly or knowingly agree that they actually defected, and even suggest a new suit to be filed, creating more confusion even for their clients. Victor Omeni Njoku says, if the matter was not in favor of... Oh, goodness me, what's going on? The messages are coming in fast. That's why. The person is watching from Osun State. IGP ban on police personnel for carrying guns without uniform is a welcome development. It will reduce crime rate. Okay. Patrick Amadi says, crime rate? I think you might want to say it might help to improve police conduct. And I know the Supreme Court is the highest court in the land. Please, my governor, accept with good faith. Kingsley Wambilo. God's time says Governor Fubara and supporters should accept the fact that they've been woefully, and they should stop misinterpreting the court judgment. But the court, as the Supreme Court giving judgments, I thought it was reserved, though. Let me understand what's happening. I thought it was reserved. Crisis in Rivers State has turned supporters to lawyers. No one talks about hunger and unemployment again. One quote, thank God. Justice Omudioga, good morning.
My friend Andrew, good morning.
Yes.
I can't wait for the Supreme Court to finish all the matter in their table concerning Rivers State. As at yesterday, the Supreme Court made a decision, and as at this morning, the two camps are interpreting what they know. in my village, you know, with the Omudioga yesterday, the two parties were celebrating, drinking, singing around. Then who won the case? I don't know. I must tell you, you know, as I'm telling you, you know, yesterday, since the governor's camp, we are celebrating and drinking. The Amehule's camp, we are celebrating and drinking. Who won the case? We don't know. So I cannot wait for all this whole drama to come to an end. Then for the situation in Obele, there is no gain in courtesan. The only outcome is death. Please, parents should do what they can to conscientize their children to desist from courtesan. Now look at what happened. So many lives have been lost. I must commend the chairman of Imo local government, David Omereji. At least I have seen on social media, he has gone to Obele twice to see how the situation can be arrested. Even the police too are trying. I want to employ everybody to support Obele community to see how that place how normalcy can be restored. Because as it stands now, all the economic situation in that place has been crippled because people are deserting the place.
All right, Justice. Thank you. Leighton Barry Mbori, good morning.
Good morning, Ichimi.
And
how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Go on, please. We don't have time.
Yeah. Supreme Court reserved judgment on Rivers crisis. I think I am beginning to see even those who I know very well that they are quack lawyers trying to give their own side of the story, and that will not help. I want to say that this kind of judgment I heard yesterday is not a surprise to me, because I've already told those who are involved that this is how this case will go, and it is so. People should stop giving their own controversial judgments after the Supreme Court has given their own. It will not turn, no. This is how it will go. And the Supreme Court has given you a straight line that you cannot present budget to 3 persons, and you say you've said you presented budget to State House of Assembly. Let us be very frank and candid. I always support the governor in his activities, what he does. I love him. But when it comes to reality, I have said it that I will always dwell on the court statement on this matter.
All right, Leighton Barry. Thank you very much. Robin in Ichie, good morning. All right, we lost the call from Robin. We'll take one more, and that would be Ghost Time in Onelga. And after that, we take some WhatsApp messages. Ghost Time, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Okay.
Look, Andrew, it's so pathetic that a governor who was elected on law is trying to say that the law is not something he's going to adhere to. It's pathetic. The Supreme Court has made it you to understand that the Oko Jumbo-led assembly is not the assembly in Rivers State. And for Supreme Court to say pay 2 million, some people are just misinterpreting it. That is a clear pointer. I am in clear indication that, see, this case has gone against you, being the governor. The governor should come back home, get to understand what the Supreme Court has said, and stop listening to those lawyers who are there deceiving him. Imagine the Commissioner for Information saying what they don't even understand. The Oko Jumbo-led assembly is illegal.
All right, sorry, but we have to interrupt you at that point. We're already out of time. We're going for a commercial now. Good morning. We'll continue with business news afterwards.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.